Meredith Gorman, joined by former Patriots running back and Super Bowl champion LeGarrette Blount. Thanks for joining me, but let's look at the Patriots. They still somehow have a chance of making the playoffs if they can beat the Dolphins and the Bills. Now, is there any chance that you see that happening?
Of course, there's a good chance I see that happening. With Tua being in concussion protocol, yeah, Teddy Bridgewater is a really good quarterback. He's not your traditional backup. He has played for some good organizations. He's played some really good football. He's led some teams to some winning seasons. So he's a really, really, really good backup option. Um, so I don't think that they fall off the wagon a lot, but he is not Tua. He is not Tua. Um, we have beat him before. When he's been with different teams. I think the Patriots know him. He's somebody that they're familiar with. So the defense is going to be huge. They're going to be huge when it comes up to this game because they should take advantage of Tua not being out there. Um, in the offense, they got to figure it out. They still have to figure it out. Ramondre is one of the bright spots of it. I know he the last couple of games he's put the ball on the ground. That's unfortunate, but he's still a young football player. He's still a young back. So if I'm Bill, I'm not giving up on him. He's been probably one of the most consistent players I've had all season. If they can get him going, they'll be in a good position. I think they'll have a good chance to beat Miami. I think they still have a good chance to beat Buffalo too because Buffalo probably is going to sit a lot of their starters at the end of the season.
For sure. And I know you already touched on it, but how much do you expect the Dolphins to take a hit without Tua on Sunday and with Teddy Bridgewater starting? I know you said you have confidence in Teddy, but what do you think the difference will be?
The difference is, Tua is just a big playmaker. Has a big arm. He can get the ball to all of his guys. I know Tua isn't. He probably isn't the best at reading defenses, but he's like I said, he's still a young guy. Um, and Teddy's a vet. He's been around the league a lot, and he knows how to win games and how to manage games. He's not going to be one of those guys that go out there and win it for you. Throw for 350 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. But you got to manage it as best you see fit with these guys out there. And I think New England and Bill is one of those guys that he's going to take advantage of every little possible thing or detail that you don't have out there that makes your team better. He'll find it. He'll find that weakness and he'll attack it. So hopefully they do come out with a dub. I know New England isn't probably they're not the best team in the league, but they're definitely not one of those teams that you want to see first in the playoffs because that's going to be you're gonna be one of those teams that obviously is expected to go to the second round. And if you see these guys, on a wild card or anything like that, just know it ain't gonna be a walk in the park.
Yeah, and going off of that, what do you think will be the biggest challenge for the Patriots these last two games of the regular season?
Man, just stay true to they got to stay true to themselves. They got to stay consistent. Defense is one of the brighter spots of the team. They got to stay together. They got to continue to play good football, get turnovers, and stop the run. You got to go out there and you got to be able to stop the run. You're playing against a team that don't have the best run offense or the best running back. So that's not now you have to concentrate on stopping. Obviously the big play weapons. You got 2,000-yard or 1,100-yard receivers with Tyreek and Waddle. Those are the guys that you want to make sure that you do everything in your power to be able to stop those guys. That's going to put you in the best possible position to win against Miami. And same goes for the Buffalo Bills. You got to be able to if they do play Stephon and if they do play Josh Allen, and Gabe Davis and Isaiah McKenzie and all those, they're really really good players. Now you're looking at having to stop those guys, and this is probably one of the most high-powered offenses in the league. Both of these offenses are actually two of the most high-powered offenses in the league, and they're playing against one of the best defenses in the league with the New England Patriots. So they have a chance. They have a chance. These games should not be 30, 35 points. These should be 20-point games. They should hold these teams to a little amount of points as possible because we're not an explosive offense. We only average about 18, 17, whatever points a game. So we got to keep it as close to what we average as possible and give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, who would have thought these next two regular season games would be so big for the Patriots? But of course, their first tough matchup will be on Sunday against the Dolphins at Gillette Stadium. Thanks so much for joining me, LeGarrette.
Thank you. Appreciate you for having me.